Hello everyone, I'm really happy to be here with you guys around and welcome to my channel. Of course, today is my first day to be a YouTuber, and this is also my first video on YouTube as well. So, and I'm really excited to be here with you guys around. And what's more, my channel is going to provide you with more and more information about the DevOps work on the Linux and Unix boxes, including many hands-on tricks and hands-on experiences, skills, and whatever you think is useful about the Unix and the Linux boxes. And of course, at the same time, I have to emphasize that I'm not an English native speaker. So if there is anything wrong with my pronunciation, or if you think there's anything I need to improve, strongly welcome to leave your comment under my video, and I will try my best to improve myself and improve my video gradually and to meet your demands. And today I'm going to talk about the Docker, and which is a really popular containerization application on the Unix and the Linux boxes. And today I'm going to introduce you to some basic skills about how to set up the Docker daemon on Linux Enterprise in version 7 and version 8. And I hope you can enjoy yourself. Okay, let's get back to the summary. The first topic I'm going to talk about the Docker setup work on the Linux Enterprise 7. Here we can see that I have already logged into a machine where the EL7 was installed. So the first step we need to go through to install the Docker is we need to add the repository. The first step we should go through is to add the repository. And here we notice that the repository has been added under /etc yum repository, where we can find a new file whose name is docker-c repository. Here we notice that almost all the repository has been almost all the resources has been disabled except the first one, except the one for Docker C is stable because the enable size value is 1, but for all the other resources they are all 0. At the same time, if we want to enable any resource from this file, we just need to run the following job. For example, here we notice that the Docker C -test is disabled because the enable size value is 0. So if we want to enable it, we just need to run and then let's check the status of Docker C test. We notice that the value of the enable symbol has been updated to 1. At the same time, if we want to disable it, we just need to run the disable job. Of course, if you just want to install Docker C daemon, the first resource will be enough. There's nothing else you need to do. Okay, after we finish the work to add the repository, we just need to run this job. For several minutes work, and we notice that the Docker daemon, the Docker software has been installed on the Unix, on the EL7 box. At this time, we also, because currently the Docker daemon isn't running yet, so we just need to run it by system control. First of all, we need to start it. And if you want to start the Docker daemon just whenever the server was rebooted, you also need to create the symbolic for Docker by running the syscontrol enable Docker. At this time, you can see that one of the soft symbolic has been the symbol has been created. So at this time, we just need to run Docker ps -a we see that the Docker daemon has been running. And at the same time, if you want to search any image template, you just need to run something like, for example, I want to search search any template image for MySQL. I just need to run the docker search MySQL, and we can see all the available images template for us to choose. Okay. Currently, the jobs to install the Docker CE on EL7 has been done. Let's move on. The next step, we are going to move on to Docker CE work. Docker CE work on the Linux EL8 box. Here, I have logged into one of the Docker CE, one of the Linux EL8 box. And we can see that this server, the EL8, was installed earlier. As we know that, starting from this EL8, the Podman is one of the default containerization application on the EL8. You know, the Podman has almost the same thing, have almost the same functionalities as Docker. The only difference is the Podman doesn't have a running daemon. And at the same time, it doesn't need a running daemon, but the Docker does, as we know. So this times we have many different ways to do it. If you think the Podman is enough for you, and you just need to add one area. For example, we just need one area to the bash profile by giving alias docker podman, and we log into the server. We notice that you can run docker ps -a to check all the running container, but then we have to know that this step just to help us create the symbol, create the soft link for Podman for Docker, but the Docker hasn't been installed on the server yet. Currently, even though you are running the docker ps -a, it still use the Podman, not Docker. So if someone even say that we definitely need the Docker to be installed on the server, okay, let's start the job to install Docker on EL8. First of all, let's remove the alias I I added just now. Okay. Let's relog into the server. Now notice that the Docker doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Let's start to install the Docker CE. As we know that the Docker CE uses the DNF to be the software manager. So here, first of all, similar as we did for EL7, because as we still remember that for EL7, the first step is we added the Docker repository to Yum. So the same thing for DNF. We also need to add the DNF resource. Okay, repository has been added to the DNF. Okay, after we add the repository, we just need to run the following jobs to install the Docker CE. Of course, at the same time, I suggest we should add allow the erasing parameter at the end of the job, because this parameter will help replacing replace all the conflicting these libraries, so to remove any old libraries and replace it with the new libraries. So this parameter will guarantee that the Docker CE will be successfully installed on the EL8 server. So that's why we suggest we should put the allow the erasing parameter at the end. Okay, the job has done the same as we did for the EL7. We also need to start up the Docker daemon by running syscontrol start docker. And at the same time, we also need to enable it in order to guarantee the system will start up the Docker daemon just whenever the server was rebooted. Okay, this time we can also run docker ps -a, and we can also search. We can also search any repository, same as we did for EL7. We again search for the image template for MySQL. Okay, currently the job to install the Docker CE on both EL7 and EL8 has done. Okay, finally, let's come to the last topic, the question and answer. The classic question is about the proxy. The proxy definition we set up on the Docker daemon, especially when we run the Docker daemon behind the firewall. Of course, the firewall will give us the trouble downloading, searching and downloading the image template from the internet. So at this moment, we need to set up the proxy. We can do the same job for both EL7 and EL8 as below. We need to create a folder under etc syscontrol system. Then we need to create this folder, and we enter this folder, create a file named http doc, and then create a file named http-proxy.configuration. Here it is just an example for you to reference, and here I just put some parameters here, like the environment and HTTP proxy, HTTPS proxy, no proxy, and the capital letters and the HTTP proxy and HTTPS proxy. And I suggest you should put all the put all the parameters into this file just to avoid any confusion. For example, some of the system recognize the small case definition, but for some of the system only recognize the capital letter parameter. So after we defined this parameter, we just need to save it. And after we update this file, we need to run the following jobs: daemon reload to refresh the settings for Docker daemon, and then restart Docker to refresh Docker daemon. And the second question could be the firewall rooms. For example, because after we install the Docker daemon, we will notice that a network bridge Docker 0 has been created at the same time. And if we are running some firewall on the system level, and we do not need to care about the connection or the routing table between the Docker 0 and the system. Of course, every time we refresh the Docker daemon, the Docker will automatically add the firewall rooms to the IP tables. So there's nothing else you need to care about. And what's more, we could see that inside the routing table, the Docker 0 the root for the Docker 0 has been automatically set up on this routing table, so no need to care about that. Okay. If you still have any question, please leave a comment that's below. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you. Bye bye. See you next time.